So you found your old Mavic Pro in the back of the cupboard, but the battery in the controller is dead. If you've lost the mini USB to USB-A charging cable, I noticed the mini USB to USB-C cable is directional and doesn't work for charging. You can use the standard mini USB even though it has a curved rather than square shape. Just make sure the hole in the cable lines up with the board in the controller. If that doesn't work, you've probably got a dead battery. I ordered a battery for $30 from Battery Expert, but you can probably do the same off Amazon like the rest of the planet. The most complicated part of this process is removing a plastic cover from the base of the controller and reinserting the PCB that has the mini USB connection on it, as it's a tight fit at an awkward angle. The tools you'll need are a size 6 Torx, that's the one that looks like a star, a size 0 Phillips head screwdriver that needs to be about 20mm or 3/4 of an inch long, as it has to fit down a deepish hole for 2 screws. And ideally a plastic removal tool rather than a butter knife for prying apart that plastic base. The first step is removing the 2 Torx screws located on the base of the controller. There's a small hook on the bottom of the clips, so you want to get your plastic removal tool gently under the bottom of each one. Then the next step is removing the bottom plastic, which is only held in by clips. This is a bit tricky, but I found it easiest to start on the back, as I was able to make a gap there and then work my way around. Before removing the screen, pull the small right thumbstick off. Next, we need our Phillips size 0 to remove these 2 screws on each side. Now we're ready to remove the screen cover. Start by prying these 2 clips away from their tabs, then work along the top and sides to pop it open. Phillips 0 again for these 6 screws. They're all the same size, so don't stress about mixing them up. Before removing that board, lift the black tab holding the ribbon cable in place, then peel it away as it has adhesive holding it onto the board and screen. Take a quick note of where the white line on the ribbon cable sits relative to its connector, so you've got an idea of how far in it needs to sit during reassembly. When removing the board, there's a piece of plastic that makes it a bit tricky to move it sideways, so it takes a bit of wriggling while holding the board up on an angle. The screen has 4 Phillips screws to remove, then make sure that ribbon cable isn't still attached. Before removing the screen, there's a ribbon cable underneath you'll want to unclip before lifting it out. It's also a bit easier to disconnect the battery when you can move the screen out of the way. The battery cover is easiest to remove by starting on the edge, then the battery itself is held in place by 2 adhesive strips. I found it easiest to remove by holding some pressure on the cable, then using the removal tool to gradually apply pressure until it came out. Insert your new battery and give yourself a pat as you're most of the way there. Click the plastic cover back into place, then ideally reattach the power connector, as it's tricky to plug in once the display is down. Take note that the pins are located at the back of the connector, so make sure your cable is orientated the right way. Then reconnect the display ribbon before putting the display back in place. The ribbon is inserted correctly when the white line sits just above the connection. Now reinstall those 4 screws. Reinstalling this board is probably the hardest part of the job, as you have to line up the mini USB port with the housing while reinserting it at a 45-degree angle. I found that lining it up from the side and putting some pressure on the plastic controller to try and stretch it out a little bit while using my left hand to move the PCB into place finally got it reseated. Hopefully you've got this far, so reinstall the PCB screws, then reattach the ribbon cable, making sure that white line sits near the connector before locking it into place. It's worth giving the screens a clean to wipe away your sweat and tears before reinstalling the shoulder buttons if you remove them, then click the cover back into place. Make sure those bottom clips are snapped back down, then reinstall the last 2 Phillips screws. Snap the bottom cover back into place, then do the same for both small covers before screwing them back down with your Torx driver. The thumbstick has a plus sign shape on it, so give it a wriggle while pushing it back on to make sure it's correctly aligned. Hopefully that has got you operational. Well done, you've earned yourself a beer.